Hey everybody, Joey with Tactical Response here. Thanks for watching. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about force-on-force training and what it means to us on this martial lifestyle, right? On this martial path, I should say. So our force-on-force class, the fight, we like to describe it as close as we can get to putting you in an actual gunfight. You know, it is a chance for you to take those skills that you've been developing through whatever classes you've been taking, shooting or medical or what have you, and to put them to the test. And here's my hot take, or something that just like dawned on me the other day. I was just driving down the road and I was like, like as instructors in these force-on-force classes, or at least in ours, the fight, we are not there to teach you something, right? James used to call the fight the test. So our trifecta, the three classes that we think everybody should take: fighting pistol, immediate action medical, and then the fight. So you learn everything that you need for the test during those first two classes. After that, like when you take the fight, it's all on you. So we're not there to teach you something. You're going to learn a whole lot, you know, but we as instructors are not there to try to teach you anything new necessarily, so on and so forth, right? So the thing with that being said, force on force should not be the first class you take. And actually, let me backtrack real quick. So the trifecta: fighting pistol, immediate action medical, and then the fight. That is important because it doesn't have to be necessarily our fighting pistol class, but it needs to be an actual gunfighting class, you know. It's something along those lines. Immediate action medical, it doesn't have to be our medical class, but you should take an actual trauma class, right, to fix actual trauma, so on and so forth. And then of course the fight, you should find good force-on-force training that is going to be practical for you as a person who is living this martial lifestyle, carrying a gun every day to protect you and the people around you, right? So anyway, I just wanted to backtrack on that. So what was I saying? Oh, the fight should not be the first class you take. You should have some kind of experience already. But I have had it happen, and if it's not the end of the world, right? When I used to answer the phone and have people call in and everything like that, you know, they'd be like, hey, I know you guys say fighting pistol is important, but I can only take rifle, or I want to take rifle, or I want to take shotgun or the fight, and I can only pick one. What should I do? And so I would tell them, like, yes, absolutely, fighting pistol is important, and you should take that class. But if you can only take one class, take the one that you want to, because I would rather have a student who got to sign up for the class they wanted to, right? 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a better student. They're going to learn more. Whereas if they felt like they were forced or, you know, pushed into one direction. But the other side of that coin is I knew that if they came and took that other class, particularly the fight, they were going to end up back for fighting pistol. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've had people bounce back from the fight just as soon as they can jump into pistol, because like then whenever we're going to pistol, we're like, hey guys, remember to move when you draw your gun. They're like, yeah guys, move. That's good stuff. You should be, remember it. That's going to be on the test, right? So it's not the end of the world, but ideally you go into one of these classes with some kind of experience in it. And then that's where you put these classes to the test. And the reason why force on force is so important is because it is easy as dudes to get stuck in the trap of taking class after class after class. You start to get good at all that stuff, and it feels good to do the stuff that you're good at, right? And it's so easy to fall in that trap of just training and training and training, and that's good. I mean, I'm not saying anyone is doing wrong if they're taking a lot of classes, but if you're not taking those skills that you're developing in the classes and putting them to test under actual stress, right? Then I feel like you are doing yourself a disservice at the very least. You know, mastery and all that stuff comes from practice. Absolutely. You can get very good at stuff just just with that. But if you want to put yourself to the test and see how you will react under actual, as close as we can get to an adrenaline dump, then you need to put yourself in these situations. I mean, it applies with gunfighting as it does any other kind of fighting, right? If you've never been choked out before, then the first time it happens to you, you're probably going to panic a little bit, right? It's better to have that in a controlled environment on the mat or what have you. I have had I've seen alumni, multiple alumni who have taken like the way of like 5 days of pistol and 5 days of rifle and this and that, right? And they come and take the fight, and then you just see it when they freeze up in a scenario, right? You know, and they do whatever they're going to do, you know, whether they freeze, whether they overreact and they get into something that they shouldn't necessarily have. And then as soon as the instructor's like, all right, guys, scenario's over, and all that good stuff, and we start winding down, just like the light bulbs start like pop, 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 like coming on all over the place. And they're just like, fuck, you know, like, yeah, I thought I would handle that differently. And that's how it goes. And that's why that class is so important. We don't want the first time that you run into these unexpected situations, we don't want the first time for that to happen to be in an actual real world time. If you can get that added to your Rolodex, if people remember that, right? If you can add that to that situation to your Rolodex, then it's only going to be better for you if that situation should arise. So I guess that's my big. Oh, another question I get about force on force all the time: does it hurt? I don't want to sugarcoat it or anything like that, but yes, I'm not going to lie to anybody and say that our force on force class does not hurt. It hurts a little bit, a tiny bit, physically. The most of the pain, most of the hurt comes from from the bruising of the ego, right? Putting yourself on the line like that is tough to do, and I have a good old pat on the back for anyone who comes to a class like that and is willing to put their pride and ego on the line like that. But yeah, you know, just it hurts a little bit physically, but you're going to be dealing with the emotional pain more than that. So I just wanted to get that out there. I didn't want anybody to think that I was trying to sugarcoat these classes or anything like that, right? So anyway, I guess that's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully I'll see you in a force on force class soon. Come down. If you haven't had the trifecta, absolutely get that knocked out. It is important. Again, some kind of gunfighting class, fighting pistol, some kind of trauma care class, immediate action medical, and then the fight. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. This is Joey with Tactical Response, reminding you that your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.